From Buste, cut up to Bogen and then back down into Buste. And Bogen will cover your head, but don't stay there. Instead, immediately make your own counterattack. Do this on alternating sides, so if you have your left leg forward, then Bogen should be pointing left. If you have your right leg forward, Bogen should be pointing right. From Eber, thrust with a passing step, cut around and pull back to Eber on the other side. This is mainly basic handling drills, but it can be viewed as a sort of Nachreissen. If you try to draw out a parry with the initial thrust and then hit the opponent in the opening they just left in order to make the parry. Move Buste a bit off to one side. Make a short edge cut up one diagonal and cut down along the other diagonal with a passing step. This is mainly a handling drill to get used to using both the short edge and the long edge, but it is also an interpretation of Lecküchner 201V and 202V, where you use a short edge cut from below to beat aside an incoming attack and then countering with a descending cut of your own. It is also quite similar to one of the longsword Streichen plays in Ringeck. From Stier, make a diagonal cut and let the messer roll up into Stier on the other side. This is a basic handling drill. You could also do a variant of this by first making a thrust and then making the cut, and then moving into Stier on the other side. If you have a messer that's light on the blade, then you can get away with just pulling back into Stier on the other side. Whereas if it's a little bit heavier in the blade, then you're better off letting it roll into Stier. From right schrankhut, cut a long edge Wecker with a passing step to the side. Follow up with a short edge cut as you pull your left leg in behind you. Trying to make the transition between the Wecker and the follow-up as smooth as possible. Following up with a cut is suitable if the initial contact was such that there is no longer a bind, and then it's suitable to follow up with a cut. And since you're not bound to the messer, it's a good idea to continue the movement out to the side in order to stay safe. Had the blade contact been such that there was still a bind after Wecker, then winding and thrusting would be a better option. That's something that will be shown in other videos. From left schrankhut, cut a short edge Wecker with a passing step to the side. Follow up with a long edge cut as you pull your right leg in behind you. This is the same drill as the previous one, but on the left side. This means the Wecker will end up being done with the short edge and the follow-up with the long edge. Again, try to make the transition between Wecker and follow-up as smooth as possible. From Logensland, make a diagonal cut into langenort, wind left and thrust. When you're cutting, make sure that the cut ends with a point forward, so it is still a threat. This is more or less a schrankhut.